if you recognize the name of this band or recognize the face of this man, then you'll know the person who's coming in today to tell us about the Bob James Jazz Festival in Marshall, Missouri is the famous Bob James.
Well, hi, Ava. I'm happy to be here.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
All right, let's get right down to the questions.
All
Okay.
right.
Well, first, how are you, of course?
I'm doing great. I'm really looking forward to this festival coming
Good.
up.
I am too. Okay. What are the very newest trends in jazz?
Well, I think the young people are influenced by the music that's going on around them. They've heard a lot of hip-hop, they've heard a lot of rock and roll, they've heard all kinds of influences in their head. And I think that's showing up in the music. The rhythms are changing, and I've always felt that jazz should represent the music that's surrounding people.
Excellent. I feel the same way. What is the best advice you received that helped you in your career?
Well, of course, my mother told me to practice hard. I didn't always follow her advice, but recently I seem to be enjoying practicing more and more and more. I always want to try to keep getting better.
Great. All right. What are your plans for your own music in the next 18 months?
Well, I just finished a solo piano project. I went over to Tokyo, Japan to record it, and it's a combination of old standards like Lover Come Back to Me and My Heart Stood Still, and then I also composed some original new songs for the project as well.
I think I heard something about that. You're still working on the title, right?
Still working on the title. I think we almost have it, though.
I'll bet it'll be something great. Okay, there's a new global stage out there with mobile phones. How would someone in the May 19th event break out into that global stage?
Well, it's interesting that you ask about the whole mobile phone phenomenon, because people have their music in mobile phones now, not just for ringtones, but they actually listen to their MP3 files, and they can carry an entire music library around with them. And this has all been brought about by the importance of the internet. And of course, the internet has changed the music business, not always in a great way, in my opinion, but we live with it, and we have to adjust and change with the times. So I think there are lots of opportunities for young people to make their own music, put it up there on the internet. The equipment's not expensive anymore, and then just find out how the people respond to it. And in many cases, I've seen music travel all the way around the world, and somebody that can perform it in Norway gets it heard in Indonesia or Japan or all over the place.
Well, that's great. All right. How do you keep your own music fresh, fun, and always growing?
One way is to work with young people and keep in touch with what's going on in the young generation. I'm always looking for young musicians to perform with, because they give me energy, they make me feel younger, I get new ideas from them, and that's the way I think we keep the music fresh and growing.
Great. All right. What would you like to tell your new Marshall friends in Marshall?
Well, I definitely would like to tell them how happy I am that I was chosen to participate, and that I was named the head of this jazz festival. It's very exciting to me to see the music that I've loved all my life be championed and sponsored in this way. So I hope as many of my friends will come and participate and support in this festival, as many as possible.
What would you like to tell your old Marshall friends in Marshall?
Well, I hope to see as many of you there, and maybe we can share some memories from high school days. I've got a lot of them that are still in my head. It was a highlight of my life, that period of time.
Fabulous. All right. Have you done any touring lately?
I
If
have.
so, where?
Well, on the same tour to Japan where I recorded my solo piano album, I worked with some Japanese musicians, and we performed in Osaka, Japan, at a small jazz club there. Over the last 6 months, I've done a lot of touring with Foreplay, the jazz group that I'm involved with, and we toured in Europe. We also toured Japan and the Far East, some other cities. So many places that sometimes I lose track of where they were.
All right. What do you think makes jazz unique and different from other styles of music?
Well, for me, the unique part of jazz is that it's improvised. We make it up as we go along. We don't really know what's coming next because we're playing the music straight from our heart. And it really represents our own emotions at that moment when we're playing. And it requires a certain kind of technique to be able to do that. We can't just practice a phrase like the way a classical musician would and perform exactly what we practiced. We develop our technique so that we can be spontaneous and improvise.
So you think if there's no way to express your feelings, jazz is the way?
Oh, absolutely. It has been for me for a long, 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 long time.
Well, great. I'm so excited that I got to have you here.
Ava, it's been a pleasure to be your guest, and I hope you'll invite me back to your program in the future.
Many, many times I will.
See you soon at the Marshall Bob James Jazz Festival.
Hope to see you there.